Hello my internet crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. I have one last fall journal for you guys that I finished yesterday, and I'd like to give a flip through so you can maybe be inspired this one last fall time before I move on to Christmas. So yeah, so here we go. This was made from a cardboard food box. It has two signatures, and it is bound like a traveler's notebook. So I have covered the cardboard with this beautiful material. It's so bright and fallish. I love the colors. I embellished it with two of these leaves. One is like a burlap, and the other is a, I don't know, kind of some sort of material. Got them at Dollar Tree in a bag full of them. Let's see if I can find, yeah, came like this. So there are a bunch of these different types of leaves, different colors, and then they had just like 3 or 4 of these burlap ones. So one of them happened to be orange and looked really nice there. Then I made this little button cluster fabric ruffle, and I added some shiny sequins. Okay, and then I found this ribbon, so I put the ribbon in. Oh, it's kind of coming undone right there. I better stick some glue on that. There we go. Stick the ribbon on, and then I covered these fabric panels and stitched around each panel on here. Before I did that, I stitched on the pocket here. So this is some ribbon I also got at the Dollar Tree. So it's really pretty. It's got different colored leaves on it. It's kind of got a burlappy type of or linen type of background. Yeah, so this journal is not as wide as my normal ones are. So this one is about 5.5 by 9, so about a half of an inch narrower. So the customary book writing board. The customary writing board I made it stick out a little bit further, so I actually put it in first instead of putting it in the middle because it got in the way of the ribbon. So I usually put a dangle here, so I haven't done that yet. That's a little more time consuming, but this picture came from a calendar. So calendars are a really fun place to get some amazing pictures for your writing boards. So then I laminated, well, I stuck it to cardboard and then I laminated it. I did make the mistake of just laminating some without putting them on the cardboard, and they were a little too flimsy for writing boards. And I normally put them on cardboard. I just thought maybe it would work if I just laminated it, but no, it was too thin. So put them on cardboard. Put cardboard in between the two pictures. So yeah, that's that. So I did bind the signatures together and then inserted them underneath the elastic and then tied them to the elastic. So you can always just untie this. This is just in a bow. It's not knotted. So you can still get it out if you wanted to. So you can see it's on elastic. It moves. And it's tied down here at the bottom. So in this pocket here I have a scripture card and a tag. Some of the kits I used were from Line.Arrow, and then I gathered things from other places that I liked. So this paper here is actually from Line.Arrow, and then this tag I made, It's got some burlap and some writing paper from a book page, and then some material underneath it and some cheesecloth at the top. And then I made this little pocket out of this mushroom card, added some material down there, some lace here, some ribbon there. This is my coffee dyed paper from my dehydrator, and it makes a cute little check squares. I love it. Anyway, in this pocket we have another scripture card and another tag that I sewed around the edges. And then here we have a piece of digital page that I got on the internet from somewhere. I'm sorry, I don't always make notes about those things. And this is from Line.Arrow. This is from one of her kits. I just applied it to some cardstock and made a nice journaling card out of it. I usually take my little ink dabber thing and kind of like do a sideways motion like that, and you can go both ways, and it kind of makes it look like leaves. And so that's how I got this autumn border here that looks like leaves around the edges of it, and the Firebrick red, some other two colors. one was the green and one was yellow. Anyway, kind of makes a nice border for this little journaling card. I have a fabric ruffle up here in this corner. Some more of my coffee dyed paper. This was from a 12 by 12 sheet. I just cut off the border and fussy cut around the edges of it. I left the top open so you can easily slide your paper in instead of having it just as a pocket and having to try to navigate that. Much easier to slip it in the side here. And then this is some stationery that I recently got at a thrift store. So I've been putting this into my journals. This is some kitty writing paper that I just stuck a piece of the 12 by 12 paper. They had a lot of border trims on one page, so I just cut that out and glued it to the top and made this little tuck here. Okay, and this is some ledger paper from our business, some stickers over here. This is a card I got in a thrift store sort of thing. So yeah, it had this pretty envelope, and then the card in it was kind of like in fall colors. Kind of looked like this watercolor sort of, I don't know what you call that, where they blend it together. And then then I put this leaf cutout from Line.Arrow and these little autumn sayings from an Etsy store I found online. Really cute little sayings that I put on there. So I sewed around the edge of that, stuck it on top of some material so it would stick out, and it makes a lovely little card. So yeah, I found a lot of things at thrift stores that I can repurpose and use in my journals. I go probably once a week. Oh, I just took this down. This leaf is from Line.Arrows. It's one of her fall kits this year, and it actually is a page, and it's on a excuse me, grid sort of like coffee dyed grid sort of thing. And she inspired me to do this. She did this to hers. She cut it all out and made it the center, so it looks like leaves. It's so pretty, but it's only bound in the center, so it kind of wiggles around a lot. And because my book was so narrow, I had to kind of modify it a little bit here. But anyway, so that's in there. And then this is more of her paper too. This is from a kit, I don't know, I think it was last year's kit. So yeah. And then I got one of these little postcards, a fall postcard that I lined with some craft paper and stenciled some lines on the back for easy writing. Another scripture card. And then this was a 12 by 12 paper that I made, and it was just a scrap, and so I made it into this little tuck spot. This was in a thrift store, bunch of papers. Oh no, this is I got in Happy Mail. I got a bunch of little cards. It was fall swap, so that's where I got this one, and it's really pretty. I like it. It's glittery, and this was from my 12 by 12 pad right here. And then just kind of decorated with this burlap trim from Dollar Tree down here. This is another part of the 12 by 12 borders. It's got kind of a gold in the middle of the little flowers. I don't know if you can see it. And then my little book page bags that I like to make, and I think this was a rub-on. I don't know. It feels like I might have painted it on there. Although it doesn't look like my artwork. So I think it was a rub-on. I put some gesso behind it, and then I did these rub-on. So yeah. And then this was from a masterboard that I had created for fall in a challenge with lined out arrow. So made this part into a tag and put a scripture there, and then there's a writing space in the back with this feather die cut. And seam binding and some material on the little topper there, and then a piece of material along the edge of this paper right here. Okay, and then we have just some scraps. I had this Bible verse, and this is a leftover piece of a 12 by 12 sheet, and this was leftover from a kit from Natalie, her freebie kit for fall. So I just kind of put them all together and made a little tag. So really cute. And then this I got out of an Etsy store, I think. It's a really cute little piece of paper, and then you can see my edging again there. And that's the back side. And then here I was inspired by Rose at Journals in Time to make little side pocket like this, so kind of layering your pockets up so it holds your things better. And so this is the envelope for that piece of stationery, so I did include that in here. There's a little bit of washi tape right here. I think there was something wrong with the paper there. It had a crease or something, so this is my favorite washi tape, by the way. I just love it. It's this like multicolored leaves, and it just speaks to me in fall. Anyway. Okay, and then I decoupaged some napkins on some file folders to make this double pocket here. So we have another card, and then another part of my master board here, backing sticker. This was those little wooden things they sell at the Dollar Tree, and someone had soaked them in water and divided them up and gave me some of those in the Happy Mail, and so it's really thin, so they work a lot better when they're thin. They don't like pop up so much. So that was the first signature, and then my second signature is over here. This was from a fall kit that Lined Out Arrow did a collab with. So this was the other person's paper. I love plaids, so this is really pretty. And then I found this ribbon at Dollar Tree. More of my coffee paper, more of the kitty writing paper. This was in a child's encyclopedia. I just loved the fall colors and the illustration. And then I just stuck a little word down here on some of that ribbon that says sweater weather. And then on the back side of that book page, I made a little pocket with these fall leaves from some paper I found on the internet. says The Joy of Fall, and then these 3 tags from Line Dot Arrows Kit just stick in there so nicely. And then the ledger paper again, and then another one of those little autumn sayings down here in the corner on top of some material, little snippet sort of thing. So material, lace, and the paper on top. Okay. And then I made this with a yellow envelope pocket. I sewed around this little embellishment here that came with the freebies and Line Dot Arrows kit. I sewed some material behind it and then glued it on 3 sides here, making this little pocket. This was in on a book page that I fussy cut out. I just love the little fruits and the gourds, and down here it says Dear Gourd. Thought that was so cute. Okay, and so in this pocket I have a pocket tag, journaling card, actually, a pocket journaling card, yeah. So on the back, real cute little pumpkin with some glitter, just very simple. And then we have a pocket here, it says pumpkin, and it says life is gourd in the fall, to go around along with the gourds on the page here. And then this is from the freebie kit from Line Dot Arrow, and I fussy cut a little pumpkin out to put on that, and it says harvest wishes behind it. So cute, fits right in there. And then this is from one of Line Dot Arrow's kits from back a ways, maybe last fall, I'm not sure, but I just made this into a tuck, and this was a tag that I made for a challenge. This is some more of that napkin on a file folder. This word fall here was a rub-on. These are stickers, both from Dollar Tree, and then the little card that goes in it has a fuzzy cut pumpkin, and then the ticket and the word says pumpkin, and then some fall leaves and some grid on the back, and has some material up here as a tie on the back of coffee dyed paper. And this here beautiful paper was in their fall kit as well, their first fall kit of this year. And then another leaf here. I love the door, so pretty. And then lots of journaling space, and then another little tuck here. At first I had this as a belly band, and it just, I don't know, it was on this flimsy paper and it just wasn't gonna work. So I glued it down and made a little pocket out of it here. So these little tags go in there, and then behind it is another card from a 12 by 12 sheet that I cut and glued together. So that goes in the back, and these go in the tuck up here. You could put them like this as well. They fit either way. And then coffee dyed paper. And then I made a belly band out of some of this burlap stuff. And actually I think it's this one. It's the looser one. And some of this orange lace. And I just stuck some things in here, some paper to write on, a little devotion, and then this Norman Rockwell photo from one of his books of Thanksgiving, of course, because that's in the fall, and we're all thankful for the turkey on the table. And then I stitched a little, one of those leaves in the middle there. And this is the back. I stuck some paper in here from the Purring Cat Studio. I just love her papers. And then this is from the 12 by 12 paper pack. It says Welcome Fall. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that flip through. I hope it inspired you to create something of your own. And if you'd like to click that like button, hit subscribe and comment, it would help me out a lot. And you'll be sure to see my next videos because it will notify you, right? So I'll be moving on to Christmas. And one more thing I was doing today was I was experimenting with some coffee dyed paper. I do coffee dyed paper about once a month. And so I start out, you know, like this, soaking my papers for a couple hours, and they get this dark, rich color to them, depending on the paper. This is kind of almost a cardstock. And then these are just regular coffee dyed. It's got that little grid on it from my dehydrator. I do use my dehydrator, and also if I don't put the little mat on it, it gives these squares, big squares. So it's kind of fun. It looks like a brick pattern almost. So I did some of those. That's just, you know, allowing the paper to sit in the coffee and then stick it in the dehydrator. And then I added some pink, some red food coloring to it. So then I got a little pink around the edges. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but there's always a light side and a dark side. So there's some more lines. This one got really pink around it, and I was trying to get it that color all over. But it was kind of a secondhand thing. You know, I had a little bit of coffee left, so I added some pink dye, and that's what it normally does. It gets the edges really well, but not so much the middle. But I wanted it for my Christmas my Christmas journal that I'm titling Home for Christmas. So it's going to be like a little traveler's size notebook. So you can see the regular paper is a little bit different color than the other without the pink. See, we got this color and that color, and the darker side a little more pink. So that's the two different colors just by adding 2 drops of food coloring in there. So you got the really dark side. And I think if you scratch it, it actually comes off. So I might be able to use some sandpaper and make it really look really cool. Maybe rough up the edges. It comes, yeah. It's kind of interesting. There's a really good grid pattern. So all the papers are kind of mixed up in here. These are the pink ones. And then I got down to like not much left. And so I was just dipping paper in coffee, splattering it. I am going to probably scan these so I can have them and not have to coffee dye paper so much. But yeah, they did turn out really cool. I really like the effects that I got. I would dip them and then use a coffee cup on some of them, and then some of them I used the coffee cup imprints first and then splattered them. Yeah, so I have fun. Like this one, I just kind of left it white in the center. Kind of looks like coffee spilled all over it. Just experimenting. This one I just like dunked in the coffee normally. I didn't let it soak or anything, and it came almost as dark as normal. So I don't know if I'm not gonna let my papers soak for 2 hours anymore, because it's really not worth it, right? Yeah, so this one's kind of interesting. Kind of has a white frame around it. This one actually has like a little heart right there. Yeah, you can see it right there. Coffee. I don't drink coffee. This is all instant coffee, by the way. I use instant coffee and cinnamon to make it smell better. So, yeah. And then these were, okay, last bit of coffee left. Anyway, I had fun, and I hope that inspires you to try it. Try experimenting with your coffee dyed papers. Thanks for joining me today. Have a blessed day. I'll see you next time. Bye.